Hello, welcome to another video. It's your girl Angie from Queens, New York. I know, wow, still something else to say. I'm from Queens right now. I'm living in Queens. But hello, welcome to another video. It's been a minute for a full-length video, things. Still need to work on time management. But today we're going to talk about the Cam Newton interview with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. That thing popped up on my feed. And I just saw the clip and I was like, let me just see the whole interview, And I did not expect it to be so brain melting. The mental gymnastics that this man did so he wouldn't have to take accountability for the fact that even if he has money and even if he may be a high earning man, that he's still giving Dusty energy. I think it's really what it is. Like, you're still giving Dusty energy. You're still acting like a Dusty.
But I must defend this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I have 8 children.
No baby mother of mine could ever say that she's a single mother, because single mother insinuates that she has no help. So for me in my situation, life be lifing.
Listen, life really do be lifing, but not to the point where you are, 35 and you continue to have kids after you've already had like 4 already. Like, life be lifing, but there's a level of irresponsibility that comes with the situation. There's just a few points in the interview that really stuck with me. For one was just the introduction. He asked her where she was from, and she gave an answer about her dad selling drugs, her mom getting addicted to drugs, next thing her mom running away because she was a drug addict, all these things. And he was like, ooh, I didn't ask for all that. And instead of, going off like most people, I mean, obviously she's licensed in what she does. But instead of like going off like, and going off from there, she just said like it's a part of her narrative. Like, that's where she's from. She would be doing a disservice if she didn't say about like the lineage that she comes from and like the hardship that she went through to get to where she is today.
Okay, Siri, stop the clock. Boom, right there. I just asked a simple question.
Yeah, and I gave you a simple answer.
That was not simple. That was a lie.
Yeah.
So you're from Los Angeles, California?
I'm from LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the interview that actually just got me so upset is she would just say all these she would just make all these points and things that we should like think about when it comes to our trauma, like if we want to go to therapy, and there's a lot of things to unravel, especially with ego. And for him to just go like, okay, is it my turn? Good buddy didn't hear even one word that she said. He heard nothing. Or he just didn't want to take accountability for anything that she did say or give it deep thought. Like, we're all not perfect. There's things that, when I have friends that reflect some things that I do back to me, and at first you're like, and I may deflect, I may deflect, or I may like say I don't agree, and then I'll take it in and I'll come back and I'll be like, okay, I thought about what you said, and I could see how it could come off that way, or I could see like what I need to work on in that aspect, but he is a grown man. He is 35 and he's still thinking like in this mindset of just popping out kids left and right is okay. And I think the interview would have definitely been different if it was a male psychiatrist or psychologist. If it was a male therapist, let's say therapist, I think it would be a different story if it was a man speaking to him as opposed to a woman, because you have to say the words or corrections have to come out of somebody that looks like you.
I think that he needs to hear that from a man, and most men won't care to say that to his face.
Not even discrediting Dr. Bryant, but as soon as I saw it was a woman talking to Cam Newton about his lecherous ways, I'm like, I feel like this will be better coming from a man. Even though he can still disregard it, it does land better from a man. And the first person I thought was Tony Gaskins. So, yeah, but the interview shall go on. You need a man who is probably of his caliber to be like, hey man, like this isn't cool. You're creating these homes, and you know, you may be able to provide money, and you may, you know, be there for the kids anyways, but there's always gonna be a deficit somewhere when you have like that many kids spread out, you know. And I can say that as a child of a father who was out there in these streets in overtime, you know. In overtime. Like that guy has that Cam got nothing on the wreckage that my dad did. Like it's like, when I say wreckage, I mean over 10 in a lifespan of 70 years. Okay, like, and that's a lot of things that, you know, I can't even talk to him about, because why? He's not here no more. So it's like, even though like my sister and I were probably the kids that he probably spent the most time with, and most time meaning like, I mean, try to be there, Christmas spent together, but then as we get older, he just, was it an absent present father? Like something. He was there sometimes, and then sometimes we're like, okay, my mom's like, go ask your dad. So I'm like, let me ask my dad, and then he would just give this overreaction, and I'm just like, this is why I don't talk to you. And it's just really crazy that, you know, I mean, he couldn't even, Cam, you know, they got money and stuff, so at least they're good on that front. But yeah, my dad couldn't really provide anything. But yeah, he can't do no emotional, no financial, no nothing. He gave nothing. He was basically my mom's sperm donor. And it's not a good place to be as a kid when, you know, you're just like, did you really love us? Like, did you really love us? And there's definitely going to be a kid, if you're going to have, especially wants to have more children. If you say you want to have more, if you want to find a family, like, those kids are going to hate that family. Like, the other kids are going to have a resentment towards that family. If he does settle down and have a wife, they're going to hate that family, especially because they're going to feel like, oh, like, my mom wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough for you to do all these things. Like, wow, he looks so happy over there. And there's just so many things that could happen with just having so many kids. And I think that, you know, there was so, like, women are like, listen, celibacy is the way. You know, y'all doing too much on these streets. And for him, oh my God, this one also got me so upset. He got upset and tried to manipulate her words when she said her preference is to date somebody without children. So he asked, what age? What's the lowest age she'll go? She's like, just 26. What's the highest you'll go? Somebody without kids. And he's like, okay, but I need an age. She's like, I don't have an age. Somebody without kids. And he did all this whoop-de-whoop, loop-de-loop, just for her to say, like, listen, just somebody without kids. Somebody without kids. Not you, because you have kids, so you wouldn't be in the realm of possibility. Somebody without kids. And how many you have? Okay, so she's out of your dating pool, bro. Like, the way that he just really tried to position himself, like, oh, she should date him, was so blatantly obvious that I don't even think he knew. I don't know. He was definitely playing a character, and I will not get over those leggings, not meggings, those leggings he had on. Not the fact that it's leggings. I'm just like, you need to pee. Put on some gray jeans or something. He put on them, and it looked like it got, you know, like the little. I used to have like leggings like that when I was a kid. And it was like little wool kind of texture, and it was like little Christmas leggings. It looked like a little Christmas leggings. Who dressed him? And the hat, oh my gosh, the hat was giving Mad Hatter on the side. It even had the little note. It even had the little note like the Mad Hatter. Oh my gosh, just seeing like this grown man, I think his inner child was coming out, just to see this grown man, big as hell, in this oversized couch, because he's massive, and Dr. Bryant is a woman, smaller woman, and for him to get physically uncomfortable, oh my gosh, and the character that he was playing, he was just like, okay, you know, yeah, of course. Like, sir, if you don't get grounded and centered for a moment, what's going on? Yo, that part actually killed me. I was like, yo, this guy's actually physically uncomfortable. But like she said, like who's the Cam when he's by himself? Like when he's not this character. But listen, this is what happens when you just coddle people from jump. You just keep coddling people, and then people wonder, like, how did this come about? Like, what happened? You coddled them, and life did not humble them enough. Like, life did not humble that man enough. And I don't even think he's ever gonna look at this interview and think like he could see where the issues may lie, because I don't think he'll ever admit it to himself. And I think that's the point about getting older. I think is like really sitting down and doing that introspective work, because everything's not just one, and nothing's just black and white. But sometimes you do gotta look inside yourself and figure out, like, okay, what am I doing? Like, what is it about me that brings up this characteristics? Not about me, but like for myself, I definitely am looking for a therapist currently, because I don't want to go into dating and uncovering something that I don't know about myself. Like, I definitely know I gotta go to a therapist to just strip away the ego. And when I say that, it's more like, oh, you thought you were gonna get something over on me type attitude. And I know that there's just levels of ego that needs to be stripped away. But I think what did Kendra say to Drake? Cam needs to take some ayahuasca and strip that ego away. You need to do that spiritual awakening or something. But there's definitely like a level of lack of empathy. Children are people, they will grow up to be people. And they have thoughts and feelings, and how much of nurturing that needs to happen into creating a human being is something that I think a lot of people don't properly sit down and fathom. You're not just bringing in like a little you into this world, you're bringing in an individual who, even if you raise them in as much as you want, as much as you can, in the perfect environment, there's still the outside world that has to that will influence them. But you have to instill like a level of integrity in them if you can. But at the end of the day, they're going to be their own individual as good of a job as you do. So I think that being spread out in that many families is not going to be great. I hope that he does get some healing and therapy so he can find that inner part of him that thinks that it's okay to have all these kids willy-nilly. I hope that he learns to cherish the women that did break open their bodies to produce an offspring for him, because that's crazy. And I hope that when they were pregnant, that he was there to be there for them, because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to be pregnant and to recover after that, and to do it alone and not have that level of love and support from somebody who got you pregnant is so scary. It's so scary. Like, I couldn't imagine. But anyways, this interview was crazy. It was crazy. It was every time he would talk, he was just waiting for his turn. He wasn't really listening. I think if anything, they should have a male therapist come on there to talk to him about things, or just in private, because that man will never listen to anything that's coming out of a woman's mouth. Like, he won't. And as a woman, you know that happens often. Like, if a woman says it, if a man says it, oh, you think so? You know what I mean? So it's just like, get a male therapist on there, and also just don't wear them leggings again. That's it. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. This was just off the cuff. I wasn't gonna really post this at all, or at least I was going to talk myself out of it. But I was like, let me just do this, because this episode of Cam Newton's got me a little. I was like, wow. How many times do we sometimes sound like that? How many times do we deflect that? But the way he did it was, and try to change her words. These are the people that we're all gonna meet in our lives, and I've had an experience like this, and it's really scary, and it really starts to make you think like you have issues, like you're the problem. And then when you get out of it, you're like, sometimes it's like I was reflecting the behaviors of that partner. Like I was reflecting that behavior, and it was getting toxic because I was like, something inside you is rejecting this person. And he just reminded me of somebody I dated like some time ago, and it was scary. But yeah, y'all, let's all get into some therapy. I emailed a lady trying to get a session, but I guess I'm gonna have to email somebody else. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Hopefully you have a great summer and a great day. I am just recording before I eat and I'm going to work. But yeah, hopefully y'all have a great day.